We here.
Yeah, we're here. We are here. Burgers and Blitzes. First of all,
Dearly
burgers
departed.
and Blitzes. Yeah, burgers and Blitzes. You know what it is. We back here, myself, Mike White. Another disappointment. We're going to talk about today in depth as much as we can. A lot of things that we're going to be, talking about, going over. Um, but first of all, how you doing, big dog?
Man, I'm doing well. Like, in the scheme of things, I
And
don't know.
life.
There's been, yeah, in life, I'm doing great. And then with
Mhm.
the whole game situation, like, I don't know, man. There's been, I guess it's a lot of the constant mental work I do on myself out of my own diamond pocket, fixing the holes in my life. But this football shit don't eat at me the way it used to. And when the expected result is expected or happens, should I say, I'm not like, yeah, I literally everything I've talked about all year on this pod happened in that game. Every single thing. And it, by the second quarter, I'm just like, yeah, it makes sense. Makes this is the wrap on the season, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
it, and I can look at it. What's hard is having the conversation online is with people. There's that low hanging fruit. Like, once again, I am not above blaming the quarterback, but then you get it's only the quarterback. It's only the quarterback. And it's like, damn, the defense gave up 50. Like, come on, man. Like, but we just, what? It's a, it's frustrating because they went against that offense that we ran out there looked exactly like the offense that we ran out before the bye. When everybody was scared and they're trying to figure everything out and this, that, and the other. And you get one drop, and then Cooks holds the door open. They literally, like if you just took the other team off of it, it literally looked like San Francisco from last year, where they came out scared. A couple plays didn't go their
All of them came out scared.
all of them.
All of them.
Well, and there's something to that. Why? Why did they come out defeated? It wasn't the other team. It wasn't Dallas Carter on the other side of the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. It
Yeah,
wasn't this.
that's what I'm trying to figure out because here's my problem, Mike, and let's do some back and forth on this.
Yes, sir.
Here's my issue. Because see, this is what I'm confused at because the first 2 years, 2021 and 22, Dan Quinn's defense just showed up. They were the reason why we stayed in the game, in my opinion, especially last year. That defense played very well, kept us in the game when we weren't moving the ball, we weren't scoring points. It kept us in the game. And for
Yes,
real, it
sir.
kept us in the game in 2021. I saw those defenses. What the hell happened in this game against Green Bay when you came up to a team where you shouldn't have had to fear anything about this team or this squad? You had a guy coming in with a messed up hammy. Why didn't you test that hammy early? What is your theory? First, let's start with Dan Quinn first, because we're gonna go through all the people, okay?
Oh, I'm
Because
gonna fire that. Please, somebody
okay,
hire him.
okay, but I want to know, like, so why did that happen? Is it because I'm gonna ask questions? Is it because the Seattle job was just so appetizing, but wouldn't you want to have a good send off? Because hold up. When you remember when 2018, everybody said Chris Richard was the hot guy with that defense, and then he got ran through with that Rams defense. You never heard about him again. So
Hmm.
now you got Dan Quinn doing the same damn thing. He's the hot guy. He's been the hot guy the last 2 years. Why in the hell did he do it this year when people weren't wanting to interview him? He went on a few interviews. Why the hell did this happen with him leading? Like, what happened in his mind frame right here?
It is the. It's something I talked about all year. It is the allegiance to bad players. Why in the ever loving hell they weren't playing like I went back and watched the 22. I had a couple of tweets about zone defense and this, that, and the other. I went back and watched the 22. They didn't play zone. They just got cooked.
I know. See, okay. Hold on, Mike. And that's what I want to talk about because it wasn't zone the whole time.
No,
When
it
he
wasn't
was
zone. They just got cooked.
when he did blitz, he was doing cover zero. He was playing tight
Mhm.
man, and they was just getting beat one on one.
Yeah, Micah got bullied. Tank got bullied. We have the Dan Quinn effect. We've given this man 17 picks, and the defense has actually gotten worse. It really has. And I talked about it all year. They are an opportunistic defense. If they don't get a turnover, they have a bad game, regardless. We didn't like everybody. Oh, that can't beat a good team. Well, we played Seattle when they didn't force. Seattle didn't punt one damn time, and we won that game. It's when they can't get a turnover. It's a tough day in the office. And then you got Curse back there playing single high. This weird allegiance to Curse that Dan Quinn has is insane to me. That man couldn't cover in college. That was the biggest knock on him in college, is the fact he couldn't cover. That's
And
why
the
he didn't get
speed.
drafted. And
Yep,
this,
that and the speed, because he ran like almost like a 4.7.
yes, he couldn't cover. And that's the dude you decide to play single high with in the playoffs? Didn't do that all year. You didn't do that all year. And then you go and drop Micah in the coverage. Hey, you know how Philadelphia was 10-1 and they ended up damn near missing the playoffs? Guess what they started doing? They started dropping Hassan Reddick in the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucked their defense up. Big time. I do not understand what the thought process was with that game. I really do not. And it's so frustrating. And I, I hope and I pray that Seattle still has an affection for him and they want him to go. But the other side of that coin is we know what's going to happen. It's the same thing they've always done. When
They're
they
gonna
ran
take.
out, they're going to promote Al Harris and they're going to keep the same shit.
Yeah, it's not
The
gonna
same.
change.
We've seen it since Rob Ryan. They ran Rob Ryan, then it became Monty Kiffin, then it was Marinelli, then Marinelli,
It's
then
gonna be
Richard.
it's gonna be
It's
opportunistic defense. That's the main thing.
boom, boom,
Rob
boom, boom,
Ryan,
boom, boom, boom.
every one of those defensive coordinators have been all opportunistic defense. When you got Ryan, it was because he got all those turnovers where he was at before. When you brought Marinelli, even his first year in 2014, it was nothing but turnovers. Dallas got that was one of their highest turnover seasons in 2014 when
And they were
Marinelli first,
terrible.
and they were
They were
terrible, but they were
terrible, dude. Yeah.
but they were getting turnovers, and that's the only reason why they kept us in the game per se. But our offense was ridiculous, and the reason why we were able to do anything was because we had the opportunistic defense. To your point, we had to get turnovers to really do something, and that's what it was falling on. Now we were supposed to be heavy when you got there. You're supposed to be having these big defensive tackles because you had them in Seattle. You had big
Mm-hmm.
defensive tackles in Seattle. You had multiple big defensive tackles in Seattle. So I'm not understand when you came over here, but that's the philosophy, like you said,
Get upfield. Get
from the
upfield.
top,
Get
we
upfield. The
want
call.
opportunistic because Marinelli was even when I remember when Collins was talking about we had to get upfield. That was our job. Taco Charlton said our job was to get upfield. Get
Mm-hmm.
upfield. And running past the running back, there the gaps lean wide open, gap integrity is not there, and the gaps are wide open because you're rushing straight up. You're looking to get the quarterback. They hit you with the play action, and then next thing you know, the running back's getting a 15-yard gain and he's gashing us. And you're light because you have safeties playing linebackers. So once they get to that next level, they are getting peeled.
I that was, I hate being right about this team, and I get it too. I mean, I talked about Mozzie's weight loss in November, and everybody talked at me like I was a conspiracy and I was making shit up. Well, look what Bob Stern was retweeting today from what I was talking about with the screen caps. Look at that man. Tell me that man's 330 pounds. Tell me I was making
Not
shit
even
up.
close. Not even
I
close.
wasn't. I wasn't. Period. Dan Quinn with your 205-pound linebackers. Once again, this also, we can go back to losing LVE. Losing one linebacker shouldn't kill your defense. But when you only have one linebacker, yeah, probably going to kill your defense. You
But
know
you know
what?
what else could not to cut you off, Mike. I
No, you're good,
apologize not
Bubba.
to cut you off. But you know what also killed us? You keep believing in LVE. You feel me? LVE is just okay. Okay,
I
he is just okay. I know he may have
that's
did good last year. He is just okay. He's not a difference-making linebacker. You brought him on the cheap. You should have went out and then you believed in Damone Clark, and we thought Damone Clark was going to do something. We thought Damone Clark was going to do something.
I
He
didn't.
is not. He is not. I got one guy. I'm gonna give him props. His name is Capricorn. He's been on my Twitter all year, dog, and he's been calling out Damone Clark, calling him out before a lot of people was even saying anything. So I got to give him his props. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking at it. I just wanted to be quiet because if you looked at Jabril Cox too, Mike, not a physical linebacker, arm
No
tackler,
ass.
moved away from contact. And both of them LSU, and that's the way they played. I thought Damone Clark was going to be different, but damn, he's doing the same damn thing.
You got no ass. LVE's got no ass, and I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I'm not churching up LVE. Like that was a first round stupid pick. I hated the pick. I always will. Always have. Always will. The fact of the matter is, he remotely resembled an NFL linebacker. That's all you had. That's that's all you had. And then that's why everybody was so hard up about uh, Wagner,
Oh,
which is
right,
essentially the same thing. But we have that, and linebackers don't matter, and running backs don't matter until you don't have any.
right. And you always
And
say that. And let me get the super chat out while you hold
go
that
ahead,
thought.
Bubba.
Shout out
Go
to
ahead.
my guy 24/7 Cowboys with the $10 holla BGJ. I saw your rant during the Cowboys Packer game. A lot of people did. I went ham. Um, I was with you on that rant. Do not apologize for your rant. Content creators need to speak the truth. We should be playing this week. I really appreciate you. Some people hit me up and say, "Hey, dog, calm down. You're going wild out there." But that's what happens sometimes when you drink that liquor. It kind of takes you there too. But guess what, though, Mike? Before I mean, I had a right to go off because you
Oh,
know what?
in-game tweets are a safe space.
In-game
I've
tweets
always
are
said that
like, you feel me?
you can call
Anything you
Mike
would.
McCarthy a member of ISIS. I don't give a shit. It's
You feel
all
me?
fair game.
It's in space during the game. After it's over and
When
you
it's
calm down, you
Tuesday,
come back to there. Yeah, when you're going like that after Tuesday, then something's wrong. But then when you're calm, we're calm now. But that night, yes, I was F Dallas everything. F all y'all
yeah,
because
burn it down,
y'all
sell the stadium.
y'all choked, even in my calm stature, y'all still choked a golden opportunity. You had a
Mm-hmm.
golden opportunity. Me and you talked about it, Mike. This was the
It's a
best
hot.
opportunity. You didn't have no quarterbacks out there in your way. You had it right. You choked. Y'all choked. They're not a mentally tough team. I made a video about this, Mike. They are not mentally tough. They can't be because you can't tell me you keep coming into these games. And here's the other thing, Mike. I'm just going all over the place because now it's coming out of me. But okay, so Mike, when we kept on hearing the 16-0, can I be real with you? Am I allowed to be real now? Am I allowed to be real? Because I've been real when I've been talking, but sometimes I keep stuff in because I don't want to be
With
negative.
me,
No, not
bruh,
you. No, not you. I'm talking about me being. I don't want to be negative. You know how sometimes we
talk
don't.
your shit, dude. Talk your shit.
Okay, okay, but you know how sometimes we won't be negative. But I keep it in. So when I kept on hearing 16-0 at home, 16-0 at home, I'm like,
We know what
okay,
that means.
you
Yeah,
feel me, Mike?
now it's 16-1. Now it's 16-1. We Cowboys love setting terrible records. But like Brandon Aubrey ain't missed a kick in 59 kicks, and
And let me tell you something. And let me tell you something, Mike. Mike, let me tell you something. If he didn't miss it in the regular season, he would have missed that in the playoffs. And when it was it would have been the record, and it would have dog. That's just what the Cowboys do. And it's almost comical when Stephen A. Smith says, "Just wait for it." It's comical now to that point, though. It is because
there's one common denominator. And here's the unfortunate truth about that all that. We could talk about how they step on their own dick and because it's embarrassing and it is. And 30 unfortunately the season ends terribly for 31 teams. Unfortunately it does. What you have to fight against in Dallas is the Jones boys. Every everybody, every other player in this league that's not on this team, all they hear about when they turn on the radio, when they turn on the TV, when they go to practice, when they open their phone, they hear Dallas, 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 Dallas. Man, fuck the man. I'm tired of hearing about these sorry. We're gonna go to Dallas and we're gonna beat their ass.
yep,
We're going to. I don't care
yep,
if we don't win another game. We're
yep,
gonna go to Dallas. We're gonna beat their ass.
yep,
This is that mountain. that
Yep.
they've built with this glitz and glamour. And it sounds like excuses, but the shit's true. I don't seen so many players.
It's not an excuse because
It's
that's real. I've played sports and you've played sports, and that's
yes.
real. I've played
I beat
sports, I've
Salina
coached sports,
one time in
and
high
and
school.
I and I had one. I'm not even trying to cut you off, Mike, but I had one team I absolutely hated. You know why? Because every year when we play in this league, my all you heard was about the Wolverines. The Wolverines every year, Wolverines. I hate them motherfuckers. They
Yeah,
made me hate them, and it made me when we play them, we're going to play extra hard to beat them because I want to shut them up.
yeah.
So to
I don't.
your point, Mike, that's the truth.
I don't care if we win one game. That's going to be the one game we win. We're going to go there. We're going to beat their ass. Period. And unfortunately, Dallas ain't built for that type of smoke because they get smoke blown up their ass 7 days a week, and they have all these other like I truly believe that there's not a harder job probably in the world than being like the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. That is insane. From the day you wake up, from the second you wake up, from the second you go to bed, there is just if you don't delete your social media and
Well,
have
so let me
60
ask
minutes.
you this then, Mike. I feel what you're saying. That's the thing. They have created their own self pressure. Jerry Jones has
Mhm.
created the self pressure through the marketing, the brand. It's the brand. It's the Cowboys. Keep them in the news. I'm always gonna. I don't care if we're in the news, bad or good. You talk about the Cowboys. That's why people hate us as fans. That's why
Yeah.
fans hate us. That's Jerry created that us too to a point. He created all that noise, and so we just back it up because you just be talking about it all the time. And it that's what when players are out there, that's why they have the extra edge to whoop our ass. And our problem is, Mike, we don't match that energy. We
Mm-mm.
don't come with that energy of we know that they're trying to whoop our ass. No, we go out
Okay.
there cocky. We go out there. We're the Cowboys. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then these teams come in there and smack us. Then the next day, we all humble pie, being all quiet. Well, we could have did better. See, that's the problem. Y'all be doing all that talking. Y'all be doing all that talking, and nobody respects Dallas no more. This ain't the
Mm-mm.
90s. Don't nobody respect Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
Don't
they hated
nobody.
us then. They hated us then.
Yeah,
The
but we
problem
was
is
winning
they
Super
can't buy
Bowls.
players.
Yeah,
They
but
can't
see,
buy
I'm saying
players anymore.
right, but here's the thing: we was winning back then. I mean, winning championships back then. Here's the thing now: we ain't doing nothing now, and so don't nobody want to hear that noise no more from this team, and that's why they definitely want to whoop our ass.
Yeah, and
I know
apparently
Mike
people are.
McCarthy. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
they're
back.
apparently shocked. Where were y'all yesterday? That dude ain't going anywhere.
I know. And can I say this too? I just made a tweet. What do you think about this, Mike? Remember Jason Garrett? You said it yourself. Remember Jason Garrett 2018 after he got ran all over? The next year, the lame duck status. We missed the playoffs, regression. It's coming. My opinion, it's coming. If you keep him after 4 years, and I'm not, hey, do what y'all want, Dallas, but 3 straight years of 12-5, and then after this debacle, you really think this team is going to bounce back after this debacle that this just happened. Now all of a sudden this team is going to play good. Regression is coming. He's going to get fired, and they're going to be looking for somebody else. Trust me when I say this one on that.
Yeah, and they're going to hire. They're going to interview the equivalent of Marvin Lewis, then hire some old bum. But Mike
Yeah, they
McCarthy's
want to
still
they
lead.
want to hire the old guy Belichick. You know that. Oh, just that's what they need. Just get Belichick. Man, Belichick ain't changing nothing here, dog. I don't give a hell what nobody telling me. Y'all can believe that, but he won't.
I didn't
We said
seen
that
too
with
many.
Parcells. He
I didn't
ain't doing.
seen too many. I didn't seen too many coaches come through here, man. The fact of the matter is, and it's nobody wants to hear this. It's always they. It's always got to be somebody to blame, which there is plenty of blame to go around. But when it comes to the NFL, 85, 90% of getting to the NFC or AFC championship game, much less Super Bowl, is luck. Now, good teams create their own luck, but like San Francisco's going on what their seventh year of having the healthiest roster in the league heading into the playoffs. What kind of shit is that? Why can't we have that? Why do we got to lose Trayvon Diggs? Why does Gilly got to have a bum shoulder when we go into the game?
It ain't even that no more, Mike.
No,
You know what it is. You
for
feel me? It's
sure.
just I'm agreeing with you. and your
But it's
thoughts, but it's
we
just
don't
that,
have bad luck, and we're a bad coach team and a bad ran team.
and we're a
Every
scary team. We scary too.
every single team we ran up against, that's it goes back to the blame the quarterback thing. Dak can't beat good teams. Well, every good team we went against this year had a good coaching, and good coaching beat their fucking ass because they were not ready. And that's exactly what happened on Sunday. They were not ready and got absolutely dusted. They were defeated. That team walking out of the tunnel,
They
you
always
could,
do it. You knew it. You knew it. I saw it. I don't care. I knew it.
but I have a different angle on it this time, man.
Okay.
I
What was
really
the angle
do.
this time?
Like, you ever spent a week installing a game plan that wouldn't work? You ever spent a week behind a manager? Hey, okay, so you're working retail. We got Black Friday coming. You're going to work here. You're going to work here. You got this. You got this. You got this. And you're sitting back there like, man, this shit's going that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. And you try to tell them, you're like, I'm the coach. This is what we're doing. And you're like, all right, all right. And then you're walking out of the tunnel like, and then
You
three
know
plays into
that.
the,
So yes. So okay.
that's my point.
So
That's my
they
point right
so
there.
so and here's to your point, what you saying that because when James Slater came out on Twitter, and I know you seen that tweet because I think you said something about it. When James
Yeah.
Slater came out on Twitter, she said rumblings in the locker room was people were frustrated that there wasn't no change when we had already saw this is effed up and you need to change it now. There wasn't no change. There wasn't no adjustments. There was nothing. That was scary then. That's scary from your coach on both sides. Y'all scary. And then, but also, I got to give it to the QB too, because rumblings in there too was after he ain't getting on that first read and that pressure is coming, he get rattled. And I believe that too, in my opinion. Man, dog, I don't want to hear it, Mike. I don't want to hear it.
You
I
shouldn't
don't.
fall back in it. That's the dumbest, most ignorant shit anybody can say in their life. There is fucking
I'm
10
saying,
years of data to back it up. Well, it's
come
ignorant. It's
on,
an ignorant statement.
dog. Come
It's an
on,
ignorant
dog.
statement.
So,
To say
so
Dak Prescott can't progress
you
past his
are
first
no,
read,
he can, but you don't go sit there and tell me when them lights get super bright, bro. He
you know
don't
who
be
said
dropping
that?
the
You know who
ball.
said that?
I don't
You
care
know who
who said
said
it.
that?
I'm talking about me right here. I want you to
You,
answer this question. When
okay,
these
I want
lights
you to
get
know who
bright,
you're vouching for. I
I'm
want you to
vouching
know who
for
you're
me.
vouching for.
I'm just vouching for me. I'm
You
just
know who
vouching for
said it? It
who.
was Mozzie that stayed up with the opiate addiction and lost
Oh,
55
okay,
fucking
well, I
pounds
don't
this
give a
season.
hell. I don't give a hell what he's saying. So this is what I'm saying to you.
That's who said it. The idiot that
Okay,
said Lamar Jackson, you know,
okay,
all we throw, he
okay.
said all we throw is
All
shovel
right,
passes. All we throw
okay.
is shovel passes.
That's
That
fine.
same fucking moron.
That's fine. I don't care about Mozzie. Well, I'm asking you, when those lights get bright, and I want your honest freaking answer. When those lights get super bright, you do you feel it's always the coordinator? It's all so in all these years, it's
I'm
always
not
been the
saying
coordinator.
that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the fact that they had 1 3 and out, and by the time next time Dak touched the ball, they were down 10 points. And then this team cannot race with clean air. They can't. I don't care who the quarterback is. It's been that way. Hell, it's been that way since Aikman was here. They can't race unless they got clean air. You
You're
get
right.
behind. You
If
get
well,
behind.
that's the thing. You got two flawed theories then that ain't going to work for next year. Then you got a theory it with we're and it must be from the top because we all our defensive coordinators are the same thing we've been talking about. They just want to get upfield and get turnovers and get sacks, right? It's always about the glitz and the glamour. Once
Yeah.
again, right? It's always about the glitz and glamour. So you don't have no substance on your defense,
No,
right? So your
you're
substance on your
gutless.
defense ain't you don't have no substance on your defense. That ain't working. Your offense is well, we get scared. If it don't work the first couple plays, then we just gonna start running the ball.
I
So
saw in the third quarter, I saw two offensive players that were still ready to play. It was Jake Ferguson and Dak Prescott that was still out there battling, getting their shit pushed in, but still battling. The same thing I saw versus San Francisco last year. The problem is, we want to talk about CeeDee Lamb quitting, being a bitch. I can't handle the quit, dude. I
okay,
can't
well
handle the quit.
let me I'm gonna bring up something then. This is just my opinion since we're talking about it. Do you think CeeDee Lamb really believes in Dak?
I don't think CeeDee Lamb believes in anything but CeeDee Lamb.
Because no, the reason why I'm saying this is because I've been watching his language since he been in Dallas, okay? And when Dak misses him on just regular passes, he gets frustrated. I mean, he gets
because he's a
very
mental midget.
okay, but he gets very frustrated. So are you saying he's just a selfish? He's about himself. He don't think of nobody else, or do you actually think?
What
What's
I
your
you
opinion?
want to know what I honestly think? I think there's a lot of.
Without name calling, just what do
Sorry,
you think?
I got heated. I apologize for that one. I think there's a lot. I see a lot of Kyler Murray, that same Oklahoma Kyler Murray that I see in CD Lamb, when things ain't going quite right. When thing, it's the first possession, and you're pouting on the outside of the bench, dude, down there by yourself to the point where the coach has got to come talk to you. It's the first possession in a playoff game, and you're down there pouting. That I can't do that, dude. We need you. I understand it sucks right now. I know you've had shit jobs. You've been in shit situations. We're all in this shit together. But we can bitch about it later. But I need you right now, dude. And I don't have you. I can't do that. I can't support that. I love the pick coming out, but there's too much of a track record of when things ain't exactly perfect and we ain't racing with clean air and you don't have 10 targets in the first 15 minutes. Like, it's just suck inside yourself and quit. And I understand Dak threw that pass a little long. But it was like, man, I hit him in his hands. I mean, still hit him in his hands. And I can't, I can't, I can't with that, dude. I can't with the quit. I
Now
can't.
I'm gonna give this super chat and I'm gonna give my thoughts on what you just said. Shout out to Interest for the $5 holla. Love you guys. Real talk, man. As a fan, how do we stay engaged with this type of BS from Jerry in the front office? I don't got no answer for that no more. But I will say this.
Switch
Um,
teams.
yeah, that's pretty much the only option because Jerry and them ain't going nowhere. So that's will be your only choice. But here's my thought with this.
It's
I'm
frustrating.
listening. I'm
I know,
listening.
dude.
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I don't I don't want to believe you, but I feel it in my spirit. I don't want to believe you. Okay, I don't want to believe anything you're saying, but I
I
feel it in
don't
my
want it to
spirit.
be right. I don't like
You
saying it.
had and I've seen it too, but I'm like he's turning up this year, he's doing this, he's doing that. But for the life of me, that bothers me because I get it. And like I said, Dak ain't perfect because that pass was a little overthrown. It was a little overthrown. We can admit that. It still hit your hands. You could have caught it, but it was a little overthrown. But to get that frustrated, that's why I said, does CD really believe in Dak? Like, even though he was getting catches from Dak, that don't mean you believe in somebody. You feel me? I don't see him in the media really backing Dak, like let's say a Michael Gallup or even a Brandon Cooks. I don't see, and I'm not trying to start nothing. I promise you, this is stuff I've been seeing. But when this game really brought me something nasty, and I'm not doing this because the game, you understand, I'm not trying to trash CD, but this is stuff I've been watching. We've already talked about it during the regular season, and it just feels like you have one quick bad pass, right, Mike? And you get that mad, almost like it's you don't believe in
Look,
him.
look,
Because if I
look
don't
what
believe
Trill
it,
said.
listen, if I don't believe in a player, Mike, and if you don't believe in a player, right? As soon as he does one thing wrong, you get vehemently mad.
It's
Do you not? I have.
but yeah, but he did that with Rush, and the fact that there. Well, you know what I see in CD Land that really chapped me, man. It reminded me of Cam Newton when they're trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and get a playoff because CD finally made a catch, and CD Lamb's doing his nose swipe and point, and the clock's ticking, and Ferg, my boy Jim Rummy's trying to get everybody back to the line of scrimmage, and you're on the sideline celebrating. Come on, dude. And CD Lamb lives at Dak's house in the off season, basically. I mean, he's got his own crib, but he's in the Dak in the off season. So I to spin that line that he don't believe in Dak, that's one I won't go with you on. I
Okay.
mean, you could believe it's free country. You can believe that if you want.
I'm
It's just,
asking. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking.
no,
I'm being
it's
curious. I'm
no, it's
asking.
he when CD Lamb literally hires private trainers to, like, when D Rob or whatever like they
Yeah.
train in
Yeah.
Dak's
Yeah.
backyard.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
So But that Cam Newton shit of celebrating, it's just this. It's man, and it
But then
sucks
that
because I thought,
but then you know what? If you're saying that, then once again, I feel like that's from the top because it's so pushed of branding and Cowboys and Hollywood and all that. The players
yeah,
fall into that subconsciously.
for
They
sure.
have to. They subconsciously fall
There's no
into
way
that.
around it. You're a
And
human. You have like everybody
and
blows smoke up your
and
ass.
and there's only a few ones, in my opinion, that don't rest into that. And I think that's why I give Dak a saving grace with me at times because I don't feel like he goes into that Hollywood stuff. I don't feel that way. He's not in that Hollywood and he'll keep fighting to the very end. But Dak going to, in my opinion, Mike, we're just going to disagree with this. Okay. We just will. I just don't feel like, he plays good in really good games and but when I feel like it's that really, really tough game, I feel like not just like Mike McCarthy, he nuts it up too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He got to show me. And it's not saying I don't like Dak. I think he had a phenomenal year. I like him as a quarterback, but sorry, I just no. I feel like when them lights get bright, just like McCarthy, you get scary too. Sorry.
I watched Trevor Lawrence go out there and
Sorry.
or throw,
Yeah, I know the
get 4 or 5
defense gave up,
interceptions.
and that I'm not trying to cut you
Dude,
off, Mike. I'm not trying to cut
they
you off,
gave
Mike. Go ahead.
J-
Go ahead.
Jordan Love got 1.13 EPA per play, dude. That is
Superhero stuff. That is superhero stuff.
and at the end of the day,
Like I do give you the like. Can you not? It's a bad start, but does 2 quarters make a game? Can we not like? There's 4 quarters in a game, right?
last I checked, unless you get to overtime, we'll probably lose that one because we'll fudge up a clock situation or something. They were still fighting. My quarterback and
My tight end were still fighting. Everybody else was already updated their flight plans for Cabo.
that's what I saw. It was depressing because I saw it. It's the same thing we've seen year after year, whether it was Dak or even Romo. I don't like.
Yeah, that first pick was bad. It was bad, but Cooks held the door open for him. It gets ran back. The second pick the Dak throws, they're down 20.
They have a 1% win probability. The game's over. It's over.
You throw another pick.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. You had a shit game. You had a shit game.
And it sucks that it's in a high leverage situation. And that was, it felt like, man, it felt like the damn Rams thing in the playoffs. I was like, if we can get through these sons of bitches, we'll end up in the NFC Championship game.
But that's what
But
it always is. And then you got this.
I understand that.
Yeah,
Hey,
this is
How come it's back to the Dallas thing? It's I'm not making excuses. It's comical to the point where how come we always draw like
bro.
the
This is not changing though, Mike. This is not changing though. That's the whole point of this. Okay. See, I don't want to be no. I'm gonna just be pessimistic. This is not changing. You're keeping Mike McCarthy's a lame duck coach now. I don't care. We're going to regress, in my opinion.
Yeah,
This
why are
next
y'all
year is
trying to
going to.
break news? I've known about that since for
Yeah, we are
three
now.
days now. He
Yeah,
wouldn't go
this next year is going to be just not a good year in my opinion. I just don't feel it. And then we're going to be looking for Jerry's going to be 82 now. He ain't going to go after nobody younger. He's going to go out, like you just said, he's going to go for somebody old because he's going to be like, I ain't got that much time. I only got a few years left. I only got a few. So I need to get somebody now. And who the hell is that going to be, bro? Like, it's just the same thing. They always going to focus on this brand. That's the way it's always going to be. The players always trickling down. We only got a few of them that really ain't on the Hollywood stuff. A lot of the team is still Hollywood. We see it. We see how they come out and act and have this little cocky little attitude. Like Jake Ferguson is not that guy because he's
I
one of the
got a
few.
dude in the chat tell me to stop the gin rummy stuff. Hey Jason, eat a dick.
I mean,
About that.
Jake Ferguson is one of those guys to me. There's a few other ones. I feel
Go
like
on,
Tyler
get
Smith.
son.
I feel like Tyler Smith is one of those guys. You get what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just feel like a lot of this team is just on with the brand. They say they not, but they really are. And
yeah, they
because they
are.
are
They
really
love it.
because yeah, and they love this status of it. And here's the thing. Dallas can have this so-called terrible loss, right? Look how many quick people are really forgetting when you start mentioning Belichick. They start forgetting that terrible loss. But listen, that's that That's that media, Jerry, to get every back on the team. Forget what just happened. Remember after that San Francisco game, he jumped right on there on the fan. Oh, this is terrible. Something's gonna have to change. Something's gonna happen. Ain't nothing happened. It's just you trying to get the team, everybody
Mhm.
reel us back in, because you don't want to lose that money. I don't care. And we ain't gonna go deep on that Dez interview, but the things he was saying about brand and so many other people saying about brand, everybody been saying about brand. These players fall into it, they start believing it, and then they think we're Dallas and they think teams are gonna lay down. No, teams hate you. They hate us. They hate fans. They hate the fans. They hate the play. They hate the team. Hate the players. They hate all that.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
always that extra incentive to whoop your ass. And the fact that this team never matches that energy. We play these weak teams, yeah, we be stomping them. When we play them really, really good teams, and they come up in there like we about to beat your ass, they bully us. And
Yeah.
that be pissing me off. And it's always that. This Green Bay team, that stuff I was hearing from Aaron Jones, that's pathetic. But he ain't the first one that done said that about Dallas. And that he ain't the
That's it.
first one that had these speeches that said we about to come in there and beat their ass.
That wouldn't have got posted if they didn't win. I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm just saying
You
players
right.
say that
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Aaron Jones owns Dallas, so he got every right to stick his chest out there like that. Dude averaging
I mean,
123 yards rushing a game. He had
Muffer,
119.
yeah, he might as well. Oh, Jason, man, you
Who's
got
this dude? Who's this Jason
find a
dude?
better hobby, dude. That's probably Todd.
It might be,
Uh,
because if it is, I'm gonna get him out of here because you being goofy.
like
Talk football, bro.
Aaron Jones became the post 2015 Brandon Jacobs. We don't want to see him. We don't want to see him.
No, he has the highest average from a running back in the history in the
No,
history against the
no,
Cowboys. Minimum 3 games. He's over Barry Sanders. He's over everybody, dog. He
it's
owns Dallas.
still bad.
But see, the thing is, he knows it. That's the thing. He knows it. That's why it ain't just players talk like that. He knows it. He knew it. He knew it. He knew, y'all talk all this stuff. We know y'all. We know y'all. These players, we know y'all. We know once we smack you in the mouth, y'all gonna fold.
I mean,
That's
you
what
could also
all the noise is. And then when the teams really play aggressive with us like that and stick to a plan, it happens.
it
What does that
also like
change?
Dan Quinn has spent years here making his defense smaller and smaller and smaller. So you get scouting reports and you see your offensive line and you see the defensive line and you see the average defensive lineman, your average offensive lineman, and your offense that's 50 to 60 pounds on the average edge rusher or even defensive tackle if we're talking about Mozzie. And we know that what it's going to be. Dan Quinn's going to do that stat. If the book's out on him, man, this is just another. By the way, it's another Shanahan tree that did backflips off his face in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I asked, everybody was screaming for Bill Belichick. I asked who from his coaching tree did anything. Nobody. Ain't nobody came from Bill Belichick's tree and did nothing.
No,
But
you want
everybody
the
want to
Mike.
scream up.
Get that Mike Leach coaching tree. That's what you want.
You feel me? And that's why the people were killing me. I know we ain't getting them, but everybody that was talking that Bill Belichick stuff, that if we would have got him, it would have been totally different. No, it wouldn't. 71-year-old, he was 2-8 without Tom Brady. Tom Brady went to a Super Bowl after he left him. You went 3 or 4 losing seasons without him. You look like a total mess. That stuff don't work. You had a damn Brady mastered a lot of things, bro. He mastered a lot of things for your damn team. And whenever he left you, you ain't did nothing.
The most underrated
Before
part,
and after.
I've said this for years and years and years and years. The most underrated part of that Patriots franchise outside of Tom Brady was the fact that they sucked in drafting for his entire tenure.
But he
There
was
people,
great in free agency. And
yes, he
Dallas
was.
don't do
It
that.
had
And
to be.
Dallas
He
don't
had
do,
to be.
yeah, right. But Dallas don't do that. You feel me, Mike?
Yeah.
So how would that work? So that's why I'm
It's
glad
if somebody wants to hire Bill Belichick and give him GM duties, I hope that he goes to Philadelphia or New York or Washington,
and tears it all up. Go to Philly. Go
Seattle,
to Philly and
somewhere
tear
in
all
the
that.
NFC.
Yeah.
Please
Go to
hire him as GM. I would
yeah.
love that for y'all.
Yeah, go ahead and fill and turn up. So I got a $4.99 holler right here from John
Yes,
Tacoma.
sir.
Appreciate you. What up, guys? If we keep Mike McCarthy, I don't want him calling plays. Let Shorty call the play, Shotty call the plays. Let Mike oversee the team. DQ can pack his stuff and leave. What's your thoughts on that comment right there? Do you think you should still keep Shotty? And what's that? What do you think about that?
I mean that. Don't want to be rude, but that's just another one of the guys that McCarthy's hired just to hang out, to be his friend. He didn't do
Right,
anything.
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
He didn't. What was that life coach he
So
had
let me
here?
ask you. So let me ask you this, Mike. Is he scared to go out there and get somebody who can really turn up? Is he scared of that? Does he want to keep? What is he? You say he just
The
got his
front
buddy.
office is.
Front office
The
is
front office is. They don't want to mess up status quo. That's when I talk about, like, when I say the calls coming from inside the house, people think that I'm talking about the Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are sitting in the offensive game plan room and they're going, we want split wide trips, triple wide right, half back power, this type shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they say very clearly what they want to see on the field. They're not telling you formations. They want to see what they want. They know what they want to see because that's how they won. They don't want somebody coming in here like Ben Johnson or Slovic coming in here and messing everything up and making this all razzle dazzle and confusing them. That's not what they want, man. That's not what they want. And I don't know if that will ever change. And that's
it's not.
my worry about. That's my worry about. I've talked about this several times too. I do think, as bad as I hate him, I do think that McCarthy tier of coach is about as good as you'll ever get, man. Side that can operate, because even he was shocked. Remember the quotes? Well, Dallas is like this, dude. You've been in the league 30 years. You didn't know Dallas is like this. You wasn't ready for the cameras and all this. Like, come on, man. You won a Super Bowl here. Oh, Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl here, and you was on the sideline for it. But you won a Super Bowl here. Like, you don't know how the media and shit goes here, and you're shocked on that. Like, there is so much that goes into running this franchise outside of just being the quote unquote head coach, because the Jones boys want to cosplay as football guys and go do whatever else, and they're gone 6 months. I would be willing to bet that they are, at least Catboy, Jerry not so much anymore because he's old. They're gone from that building 3 months out of the year as your quote unquote GM. Like combined, like not consecutively, but vacations and whatnot. 3 months out of the year. And how are you supposed to overcome that? Will McClay's got to call your satellite phone and say, "Hey, what about this? What about this free agent that's popping up from Carolina? It's, you know, what's up? Oh, we'll get back to you on it. Huh? Tampa Bay got him. Just scenarios. You know what I mean?
That's real though. That's real talk right there. Keep going. I'm gonna give you this $4.99 chat from Eternal Dynasty. One bad game at one wrong time. We forgot what Mike, Dak, and this offense did this year. The defense was the issue in all our losses. Yeah, but Mike just got scary too. I don't want to hear that. I'm not saying Eternal Dynasty. I don't want to hear that, so I'm not throwing you off. But go ahead.
The misnomer that Dak wasn't a top quarterback and this wasn't a top offense before McCarthy showed up here is hilarious. This has been a top offense and top quarterback since he's been with a healthy Dak Prescott since mid 2018 when they finally got him a wide receiver. And he was actually a top one in 2016 with the ghost of Des Bryant. So to act like Mike McCarthy did Dak some huge favor is part of the people buying into the propaganda that they're spinning from Mr. First Question and this, that, and the other, and they don't want to rock the boat, and that's what they hate. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to get You looked up the numbers, man. It's top 3 offense every year that Dak's been healthy. So
Well, that's another problem, and that's another problem with this organization. People can't really rock the boat in this organization. They got to stay in line.
no
They get out of line,
status.
they're gonna be in trouble. And we've already
It's
seen that from players when they speak up and really say stuff. It's gonna be some hell to pay.
it's almost like it's almost like being the president. Like the status, like the marching orders are already in line, man. You already, like the donors already put in. Everybody's already got their chips on the table. All you got to do is just not ruffle feathers. We don't want anybody in here ruffling feathers, and
Because
we want
that
to keep.
brand is so important to them, and that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Lamont for the 190 hot, but that goes to the brand, right? That goes to the brand, Mike. That don't
Yeah.
disrespect this brand. Stay in line. Don't get out of line because this brand is more important than anything else. Remember when he said it to To? He said,
Hmm.
"Here's you, and here's me, and here's the Cowboys." And they're bigger than everything. So it's
Yep.
bigger than you. So that's basically telling you this brand is bigger than you. And I would probably like to keep you, but this brand is bigger than you right now. So you got to go. And that's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys from the top. It makes you, when that control, it's all that, and the players feel it. They act like that, and then they get this Hollywood. It's just a nasty. It's just nasty. It's just a nasty thing, dog. That's why we
Trickle
don't
down,
win. That's
trickle
why we
down,
don't win. That's
trickle down
no.
egonomics.
It's
It's trickle
terrible.
down egonomics. Yeah, it's just it's the nature of the beast, man. And it sucks
So
that
DJ
the way that
DJ Fireproof asks this. Tell us what could happen if Jerry passed away. Not that we're trying to wish this, but I mean, hypothetically, it could happen.
I mean, it's already kind of playing out right now. You kind of have the prequel to
Right,
Succession playing out right now in the
right.
front office between Charlotte and Steven. When
So
that,
who happens to what happens with that? Let's say something crazy happened in a year. Would happen with that dynamic? Do you think?
I gotta be, man, I'm scared. I'm scared of the power they got with the lawyers and shit. So I gotta be real careful here.
Oh, well, then don't do it.
Yeah, just
Don't do it. Don't do it because that's
just
hypothetical, anyways.
yeah,
Don't do it.
just can we the can I just say the best case scenario would be Charlotte is now your COO CEO of the team.
Yes,
Can I,
yes.
can I just
And
thank you?
we've been talking about that, and that's when we said if Charlotte did that, then she'd be like, "Will McClay, you the man. You just go do it.
I'm gonna
Just
go
go.
hang light
I'm
fixtures and
gonna
order
go
paintings.
chill over here and go do this. You take over it. You run it. You need a trade. You whatever. Just tell me. I give you the money for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I trust you. Go make it happen. That's when freedom will come. But that ain't. I don't know when that's ever going to come. But that's when freedom will come because you don't have that right now within this organization because of the control freak. Just like you said, Will McClay, and we know he ain't perfect, but Will McClay just can't say, "Oh, I like that. Let me go ahead and make that move." He always has to get the go from them. Everything has to go through them in every aspect of this organization. You can't just go do anything. So you have to go report and ask them, "Can this be done?" And it's up to them to say yes or no. And like you said, they could sit on it. We'll think about it. Oh, hey, he just got signed. Sorry. And then it looks like Dallas ain't doing nothing, but actually they might. But you got these guys up top want to slow foot and always want to look like they're the football guys, and they want to look
well,
like they made it happen.
yeah, can I make the phone call? Can we get him down another 50K? Can we this? Oh, by the way, he already signed with Baltimore, so whatever, it's gone. That's that's the situation that McClay has. Like Will McClay has taken so much shit, undeserved, man. Like he still to this day gets straddled with the taco pick. That wasn't him. That wasn't him no more than Man in the Moon. That was Rod Marinelli.
And then it took forever for Stephen Jones to come out and say it.
And they didn't let McCarthy have personnel control in Green Bay. And maybe that was a good thing because guess who fought the hardest in the room to get that second round pick this year?
Right. And he didn't do a damn thing. Oh no,
That's
my bad. He was a great blocker.
oh yeah,
That's right. When Zeke didn't score a touchdown from outside the 25 years, that's what we
My
said.
my
You know,
my
you're
bad.
good.
He
Yeah,
was a he was a
yeah.
great
He has
he
a
was a
great.
great
There's a
he
great.
was a great blocker as a second round pick. He
You,
was a great
you
blocker.
grafted
An awesome special teamer on for the second round.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I don't see no light at the end of the tunnel, dog. Let's talk about Dak right quick before we kind of get ready to close out here. You know,
hmm
he's got the 2024.
hmm
Um, and then we know Mike McCarthy. I'm already calling it. In my opinion, this is regression. This ain't going to be the year next year. It's going to be a bad year. And what happens after that? Do you foresee? What do you foresee after 2024 with Dak Prescott?
If they don't sign him, they're between a nail and a hard place because there's no way, unless he just gets hurt or something, there's no way that he's going to play anywhere below a level that would set records for a contract in free agency. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got Baker Mayfield's up for $45-50 million at the end of this year. Like that's that's the reality of the situation. And people get pissed when I say this online, but even the biggest Dak hater in the world should be champion. They should have signed him 3 months ago, 3 days ago, 3 minutes ago, 3 hours ago, 3 weeks ago. Because the sooner you sign him, the easier it is to move on if that's what you want. Because that 1 year with a no trade clause is not a movable contract. And you're sitting at $60 million right now on a cap hit next year. 60. When you got to figure out Parsons and Lamb, which we could, those two dudes are debate. I mean, that's a whole other situation. It's not breaking news, dude. We've been talking about McCart. Like,
No,
we
no, don't
leave me
worry about
alone.
that. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
So if they don't sign Dak, they are quote unquote stuck with him. If that's what anybody wants to believe, you're stuck with him. You have this one last year. He performs somewhere around medium to average level. Say he has a Daniel, like when they denied Daniel Jones' fifth year, yada yada yada, and then they get hammered because he's going to have them just like he did last time. They had them between a rock and a hard place, and they knew it's like, well, fuck, we pushed it as long as we could, and there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. We got to sign him. And all you're doing is costing yourself money. They could have had Dak at 25 to $27 million, and ended up costing them 37 by the time they finally got around to paying him, and had a no trade clause and all that other stuff lumped into it. And there's a non-franchise tag tender tied on this deal too. I mean, he just completely barreled them because they didn't have a choice.
Now, Mike, I want to say this comment right quick. Mike don't have anything to do with it, so I'm gonna own this one. He said, "How you gonna say we gonna have a bad next year? Y'all dudes is a trip." Don't include Mike in that. Mike ain't said that. I said that. I said that. Mike didn't say that. I said that. So yeah, you can say I'm a trip. I don't care how you feel about that. I'm not being disrespectful to you. I don't care how you feel about it. That's how I feel. That's what I think's gonna happen. And I'm gonna feel that way because this team has let me down as a fan so many freaking years. I'm gonna be this way. That's my choice. You don't want to hear that. I always tell people, don't, you ain't gotta be in here. I ain't gonna be pessimistic, Patty, but I will keep it real on how I feel about things. And I think the team is going to regress next year, just like when Jason Garrett in 2018, when we had that year where we were terrible, then we got Amari Cooper and turned up, went to the playoffs, beat Seattle, went to the Rams, got stomped. Jason Garrett was a lame duck coach. The next year, we regressed. We didn't do good. We missed the playoffs. He got fired. That's what happened. That's what I feel is going to happen again. I'm sorry.
I I don't disagree. I mean, I don't. And you know what? Everybody in the chat that wants to get rid of Dak, I want that for you. I want that for you. I want you to get some Testaverde. I want you to get some Hutchins. I want you to get some Quincy Carter. I want you to get some Drew Bledsoe. I want you to get some of that in your life. I want you to get that 5 and 11 I want you to get that Ford 7. I want you to get that. You need that in your life. That misery of never even having hope. So you don't even need to watch the games, and you just sit at home and mad. And now you got to go find a hobby like mowing the yard instead of hating Dak Prescott. Get you some Ryan Leaf. Get you some of that shit. That's what you need. That's what you deserve. On that note,
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be an interesting next year, right? To say the least. It's gonna be an interesting next year for the quarterback, for the team. Um, I don't know. We get ready for this draft. I think my boo's gonna post a link right quick. I am going to the Senior Bowl. That starts on the 29th. So that'll be good, Mike. We can talk at least some draft coming up, and
yes, sir.
I'm going to that and the combine, media credential, gonna be up there, get some really good interviews, be able to look at players. That's the only thing that's gonna bring me some joy right now because I'm still angry and mad and how I feel about what's gonna be coming up. But the draft is always fun because you get to see what possibly could happen, right? What possibly could happen. You don't know, anything can happen with this draft, and it'll be great to at least go up there, get some great interviews, see some players that we could really use. We need an offensive tackle, we need another defensive tackle, receiver, corner, linebacker. We need all of them. You feel me?
we
We
did
need
another
all of them.
first round DT.
Yeah, we need another first round defensive tackle. We ain't doing no first round defensive tackles no more, though. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing no first round defensive tackles no more. And I ain't gonna lie, when they said it was from Michigan, I ain't gonna lie. That Michigan got a bad taste in my mouth, dog. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to have no bad. I don't care. They won the national championship. I got a Michigan sweatshirt on, but this is my boo. She gave me this. She said, "You want this?" And it's warm. That's why I'm wearing it. So don't think I'm jumping on no Michigan team or like that. But when they picked him in the first round, I was like, yeah, he's a big boy. You feel me? And I ain't mad. I'm not going to
He
dog him or
was.
anything. He was a big boy, but I don't know, man. That Michigan thing done got me shook daddy. Unless he had that Michigan thing got me shook daddy, dog. What's up, B Bird? What's up with you, dog?
Well, that's why you just go draft you a USC quarterback and call it a day.
Yeah,
Because they're so good at
put my
I
GoFundMe
got
in there,
mad.
boo.
I got the deck haters mad in the comments. Hey, I don't care. Get mad. I hope it
I
messes up
mean,
your season.
all I said, like, this is what I say. I haven't advocated, get rid of him, trade him. I haven't advocated none of that, but I have said right now that I just feel like them lights is too bright, and he got to show me, in my opinion, for me as a fan, as a content creator, as a fan, he needs to show me he can get above those bright lights, just like Mike McCarthy got to show it. But he's got a Super Bowl, so I think that's got to show a little more to me, in my opinion. I'm sorry, he just does. That's what I'm sticking with. I feel like them lights get bright, his eyes get big, he get real sweaty. Dog, that's real. To act like Dak don't be panicking when it gets crazy. That's not reality, dog. I know, Mike, you be fighting for Dak, and I don't be hating on it, and I respect how hard you go for him. But I'm sorry, it's got to be some reality that he gets spooky and he gets scary, because that was the knock on him when he was coming out of college, bro. And sometimes when he gets like that, he reverts back to those old kind of mechanics in the way he plays. And you can see it no matter what anybody tells me. I'm not the expert. Other people know tape better than me. I know a little bit. I don't know everything, but I see things too. And I know what I be seeing is real. Like, and
You're not. Hey, you're not wrong. What I'm saying, what my point on the entire Dak thing is, it gets because you can see it in the chat right now. My chat took the chat is my mentions times 17 the minute Dak has a bad play. Since 2016, that's what my mentions look like. The energy that people have when he has one bad quarter, one bad
you're
play,
right.
one bad game
You're right.
is
That's very
keep
true.
that
That's
same
crazy. You're right.
keep
You're totally right on that.
That's
I will
that's
agree.
so that's why I
That's
go so
denied.
hard on the opposite direction.
I feel that,
Like,
and I
where's
can
that
understand.
energy at
And I
when
and
the
I
when the
and
when
I
the
and I and there's other people that do the same thing, and I respect them for that. You feel me? I respect you. I
yeah.
respect the other, like my dog Rome. Those guys, they go hard for Dak, and I don't hate on that. But at the same time, I feel like I give an objective opinion about that, and I don't want it to come as I'm a Dak hater, but I got to give a objective opinion and say, you know what, Dak is a very good quarterback, but hey, when them lights get bright, he be choking sometimes, and hey, he reverts back to the old ways at times, and he's got to continue to rise above that as well as a player, and that's just what I feel. Do I say I want to get rid of him? No, but am I saying, damn, he got to get better in these big games? Because damn, them playoff games, that's just a knock. It ain't no regular season Dak no more. It's playoff Dak now. Until he really does that in the playoffs, that's going to follow him, good or bad. It just is, and that's just the way life is. That's
Yeah,
just the way it is. That's the way it is.
Dan Marino's 8-10 in the playoffs.
I know, but Dan
I'm not.
Marino,
I'm just saying. 8-10. No salary cap. No salary cap. You're 8-10 in the playoffs, dude. For 17 years.
I watched them.
Dan
I watched them
Marino's
Daniel teams.
Dan Marino's better quarterback than Dak ever will be. Like
Oh,
Dan Marino with a
I
broken
watched
arm
them.
is probably a
Yeah,
better quarterback than Dak will be.
for sure. I watched the
The
Marino,
fact
but them Miami
that's
teams wasn't always great. And let me tell you something. You watched them Miami teams back in the day. Their defenses was not that.
I'm just the quarterback
The
wins.
defense
Like,
was
hey,
not that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is I watched the narratives on this Baker and Jared Goff thing go all crazy over the last couple of years. I got no dog in this hunt. I'm a Baker fan, but you really have no dog in the hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these two quarterbacks got thrown away. They threw Jared Goff away. They threw Baker Mayfield away. They are one game away from the NFC Championship game. They were throwaways. You know what happens if either one of them makes it? They're going to get a $45 to $50 million contract. Are they quote unquote worth it?
No, Baker is whack to me. I don't care.
So there's where I'm at. Would you take Baker Mayfield over Dak Prescott?
Hell no. No.
Now he's one game away
For the NFC Championship game after being literally a first overall draft pick.
Can I
Same
ask you
thing with
something though,
Goff.
Mike? Can I ask you something though, Mike? And
What's up, Bubba?
when Cam Newton, and don't be hating on Cam, I want you to give me an honest objective. When he named those quarterbacks as game managers, and he said they weren't difference makers, because there's nothing wrong. Jared Goff is not a difference maker, but he's playing on the team with a good coach. He's not a difference maker. No, he's not.
He's been a top 5 quarterback since he's been in Detroit, dude. You
Is
can look at
he?
the numbers.
He had two good coaches,
And
because when he had Jeff Fisher, he was trash. When he got a good
you know
coach
what
in Sean
happened?
McVay and Dan Campbell, he wins.
You know what happened with Sean McVay? Sean McVay was a rookie that went up against the hoodie in the playoffs and got his fucking ass spanked. That's what happened. And he blamed it on Goff and then shoved him to the side.
So
The
you're
fact of
saying
the matter,
you think Jared Goff's a difference maker, bro?
difference maker? I
No,
wouldn't say that, but he's not with his arm. Yeah, that Jared Goff has a hell of an arm and can make some damn good throws, dude. He
you're
really
right.
can.
He's got an arm, but he's not a difference maker. Jared Goff ain't taking you over the top. No, he's not. Not in my opinion.
Neither is Cam Newton.
Yeah, right, bro. Come on. The reason why Carolina was good was because
I ain't trying.
they had that dope ass defense, but and now he was never the greatest like completion percentage passing. I know that. I will agree with you. But what
I
he
watched that
could
man quit
do,
in the Super Bowl when he would dive on a
you
fumble and he's
using
still
one
mad about it.
play. You're over his whole
Oh,
career though.
okay,
Was he a difference maker
okay.
for his team? Was he a difference maker? Yes or no? Did he take
Yes,
Carolina
for the
from nothing to something? Was it him?
from the good. He was a difference maker, good and bad. That man could be the only reason you lost by 40 and the reason you won by 20.
Right. But we saw when they got when he was a top pick, he changed that organization and got them there. We can say Cam Newton was the difference maker
With his
because of the
legs.
numbers. Yeah, his legs, but he was that dual threat and he wasn't just getting 5-yard touchdowns. He was a dog. Like Cam was a dog. Like Cam was a dog. In his early part, Cam was a dog.
Sure.
My dog, Mike. That's why I fucks with you. That's why I fucks
I
with you.
just I
I just, I mean, I watched this quarterback go out there and win many a games that they ended up losing because the defense couldn't get a final stop, and people just breeze right past that. I watched this quarterback go toe to
So
toe with
don't do
prime
that
fucking Aaron Rodgers.
I know, but when I hear Lunar Love say you was a running back through sometimes, that's not true, dog. He came in his rookie year, and did you see his numbers, bro? He was slinging the rock, dog. Yes, he
Yeah, with the
was.
58% completion percentage.
You're right, but he was still slinging it. There was back. You could use that about the old quarterbacks back in the day. Dan Marino and John Elway and them weren't over no 65. They were in 58s, 57s, and 56s.
Yeah,
Troy
Dan
Aikman
Marino
was
threw
too.
it 700 times a year.
But you know that though. Those guys didn't
Yeah,
have the
okay.
greatest field goal
Let me say
passing
something.
percentages either.
Let me say something piss off the chat big time. Troy Aikman was the original Bonky G. That man was on a loaded team that had 9 fucking Hall of
Right.
Famers on each side of the ball.
Right. And his completion percentage was not the greatest. Go look at Troy Aikman's completion percentage. No, it was
That
not.
was the original Bonky G, man. Like, no, he could make
Make any throw. Yeah, he could make. You know what Troy Aikman did? He made that one throw that Jimmy G didn't make to go to the Super Bowl.
and they were on a non-salary cap team with a absolutely loaded
Team off of a bad trade that Minnesota got.
But I ain't here to slander Troy Aikman. I just wanted to piss the people off.
I feel you. Well, it's the truth though. It's really true about, like I said, go look at them numbers and the completion percentage of those top quarterbacks back in the day. They weren't good. They weren't good at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing out there.
Team receivers wasn't, man. He had when that one year where Kelvin Benjamin was under 216 pounds. He was half.
I mean, but I mean, that's what I'm saying though, Mike. You gotta look at, he ain't never had
They
no
were-
top receivers.
They
either.
were explosive. They were explosive as shit. And he also had prime Greg Olson, which ain't bad. I mean, Greg
That was
Olson was
good,
your original.
and he worked them too, and he had a pretty good running game because he had those two running backs.
Yeah.
He had D'Angelo. What was his name?
Yeah, you had it was a rumble and a tumble or whatever the hell they called it.
Yeah. Mike Tolbert, something like
Mike Davis, was it
Mike Davis or
something like that.
Big old belly boy.
Yeah, big boy. He was a bowling ball, and then D'Angelo Williams was a beast. You know what I'm saying, in that backfield too. So he had a really good run game too. So I don't know. I feel like he was a difference maker. We'll see. But, we're getting ready to close this. Great crowd today. Shout out to everybody. Like I tell everybody, Mike brought him. He about to get a reward here soon. Just let you know I'm saying it out here just so I ain't forgot about you, big dog. But not reward. You know what the hell I mean. But shout out to my dog. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat. We had, I think this is the most people you brought in the chat, Mike. I think this is the most people that you have brought in the chat. You see, you have star power. Whether anybody say it or not.
Happy obituary.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now you have star power, my big dog. So I appreciate you. Great show. A lot of good talk. We ain't really talk about the Dez interview, but we got time to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that today. We'll let it marinate a little bit on y'all's brains because it's fresh and hot, and you can get all kind of takes right now.
I got to finish it. We'll talk about it next week. I got to finish it. I'm only about halfway through.
Yeah, because I seen you already make a few comments about it, and we'll definitely touch on that. But remember, no name calling. We just no names because I know you be getting mad.
I got heated for a second when they quit. They quit and got me mad. And hey, you got mad. You got.
I know but I'll be coming back and apologize. You don't apologize.
I did too. I did. I said I saw.
I help you. I help you apologize though, because if I help you apologize, you don't apologize. You go even harder, bro. You go even harder. So stop that. I at least stop and be like, okay, I was wrong. You don't do that.
I mean, I was going to. I just had to finish my point.
Okay, I got you. But hey, man, like I said, great show. A lot of people appreciate everybody with the donations, the hollers.
I don't know why everybody's mad about McCarthy State. What'd y'all expect, man? It's been known.
You know what? Okay. And now here's respect. No, here's respect. Oh no. This is respect right here. Hold on. This is respect right here. This is respect right here. Remember we were talking about in the chat. Remember, Mike, we were talking about earlier how I went off and I got into it with somebody. We were talking about this off air. I'm gonna just tell y'all. And everybody who heard that rant on that game, I went hard on this particular person because he said something crazy to me, and I went gorilla on him. Okay. But shout out to you for the $4.99 holler. This is respect right here. Yo, BGJ, I want to apologize for my comments. Was drunk. Much respect to you, my man. I got much respect to you, dog, because I went hard on you in the paint. A lot of people was hitting me up in my DMs like, hey, dog, you good? Calm down. You chill out. Don't say those type of things. But I'm going to give you a lot of props for coming back and saying that. That's respect from me as a man to you, because a lot of people don't do that, especially in these Twitter streets. You feel me? especially in these chats, they got too much pride to apologize or too much pride to do those type of things. So I'm giving you mad respect, Martin Perez, for that. Thank you for the apology as well. And let's move on from that, and let's not talk about that no more. That's a lot of respect from my opinion. Like, I never thought you would do that. Like, there are good people out here in this world. Yeah. We can all say, yeah, I appreciate that. That's respect. That's respect.
It costs little money to be an asshole. So
yeah. And I appreciate it. But hey, love you, dog. You kiss the wifey, dogs, all that good stuff.
yeah, I got
We'll
some
be talking.
Whataburger sitting over here for me. I'm
Yeah.
about to go grub down. So
Have a good
hey,
time. Eat well, and I'll be talking to you soon, big dog.
yeah, appreciate everybody stopping in. Peace.
All
Love
right.
you both.
Appreciate you.
Love.
All right. All right. So you saw that right there. And I'm gonna post this once again, and make sure you jump right back in because we're doing a double decker today. We got the final word coming back in right after this. Talked to Boss Cowboys. He said we need to do it again and run it back because I wasn't on it yesterday. I had a basketball game. I was sleepy. I had all kind of stuff going on, but I believe this is going to be Candy, who does the show with Boss. I don't know if Law's going to be on this. It's supposed to be J Tuck and Big Rome, all coming back in about 30 minutes. So make sure after I shut this down, jump right back in. I mean, you can go in anybody's chat, go through everybody's chat. But the final word, another extension of it, talk more football. Me and Boss was going at it about Bill Belichick. It was funny because we don't do that. And I still ain't agreeing with him on that Belichick thing. And I'm glad we can talk about it. So make sure you check that out. Also, yes, it was a great show. Shout out to Foots the King. That was his first time on the final word. Hella job. Did a great job. I'm sad that me and him didn't get to get some good back and forth. I think he asked. We didn't get to get some good dialogue back and forth, me and Foots. But hopefully we'll have him back on the show again. Shout out to him for having a great show yesterday. I'm mad I was missed it, but hey, we'll always be able to run it back and do it again. So shout out to Boss and them for that show, and hopefully we can bring it today. Talk about a lot of good things. Tuck will be on there. Like I said, Rome, Candy, a lot of good subjects we can talk about. So jump right back in the chats. Y'all know how we do. As I said before, please go to my community page if you can. I've been posting it on here. She's right on point. She's always on time, man. Let me tell you something. Boo thing, she always on time, on point with it. But right here is the GoFundMe. There's the link. And you can also go to my community page. Got great donations already. Forget anything I said about that. I was mad as hell, but I'll be at the Senior Bowl in about a week and a half. Be in Mobile, Alabama all week. Joe Castro. I think Dominic White, who's doing his thing with content creating, he's with the Pick Six and BJ and those guys. He really does this thing with the scouting and all that. So he's going to be down there. I believe he's going to be media credential too. So we'll be able to link up and do maybe a Cowboy show. And I'll be my first time really talking to him. So we can link up and do a 2-man show and talk back and forth about our thoughts about the players, and that'll be really good. And then the NFL Combine's coming up. I just registered for that. NFL Combine's coming up. Excited for that one. So please, the GoFundMe we put at $750. We're at $350 right now. So $400 away. Senior Bowl's in 2 weeks. 16th now. I'll be less than 2 weeks. So whatever, there've been awesome donations. This stuff costs. I've always paid my way to go to all these events. I paid my way every single time. But hey, it's crazy out there in these streets right now. So whatever you'd like to donate, if you could, awesome. You can tap that link right there, or you can go to my community page. It's on my community page. You can go to the link right there, or you can go to my Twitter. It's on there as well. So like I said, get ready for the final word part 2 with the gang right back at it. Talking some more Cowboys football. I'm going to still stay with my thoughts. I'll be able to talk with these guys, and, Rome goes hard for Dak. So we might have some back and forth. And, I told Boss last year in these playoffs, I said, if y'all remember that show we had, it was like a year ago, and I went hard. I was mad. I went hard on Dak. I went hard on Dak McCarthy, I just said last year in the playoffs, y'all remember that show? I said, okay, boss, Kellen Moore's gone. Next year, ain't gonna be no excuses, right? He said, ain't no excuses. I said, okay. So now we about to have that show. I'm gonna ask that question again. And to me, it's gonna be it's on all y'all. Yo, Dak ain't getting no pass out of this. Mike McCarthy, all y'all, he's not getting a pass. So check out the show. You know what it is. Have a good time with it, and let's do. I don't know. Like you said, they're probably gonna do the Al Harris. They're gonna promote within. That's what they like to do, and that'll probably be it because he's gonna keep the same theory and thought pattern. We'll see. Jump on there, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I ain't know how about them Cowboys. Somebody told me play it all the time. We definitely ain't playing how about them Cowboys. Okay, just get ready for the next show. Talk to y'all soon. That's the outro. We out.